Hot take. Saw this on TikTok. I think you guys will disagree, but I don't know. I could also I don't know. I don't know. All right.
Everything's better
Who do
than
you
last time.
Wow. All right. If you had to pick who is going to score or has a better chance of scoring 100 points, prime Klay Thompson or prime Steph Curry?
Let me guess your hot take is that it's Klay Thompson.
Look, I'm not saying, okay, hold on. I'm not saying that prime Clay is better than prime Steph Curry. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's better at scoring. I'm not saying he's better at offensive ability, but we know how good prime Clay was. I think back in the day, he showed multiple times, and I remember, like, I had to watch some Clay Thompson highlights to confirm this. He could score in He can score in bunches. Off the dribble, maybe some catch and shoots, some pump fakes, get guys in the air. Someone's trailing him. Get his feet set, get a little pump fake, get him jumping. He doesn't have a high usage. I get that. But I believe, as I was thinking about this more, that prime Klay Thompson has a better chance of scoring 100 points compared to prime Steph Curry.
That right there. It's the craziest thing. Okay, I'm going to let you go ahead because I know Curry is your guy. But I want to quickly say one or two things. So, obviously, I assume our first immediate thoughts were Clay when he dropped 60 and it was 39 and a quarter on like 13 dribbles or whatever it was. But he needed a guy to get him the ball. And that's a massive thing when you're dropping 100 because once he gets up to that 70 mark, don't you think they're going to double team him? And I just don't know if Klay Thompson's bag is deep enough to where he's going to create that many good shots for himself. Whereas Stephen Curry, I mean, I don't have to say anything and I won't go into heavy detail on the type of scorer he is. But, Garrett, I just want to quickly say that. I mean, that's – wow. These hot takes should only be you from now on.
Yeah,
Garrett, go ahead.
So Klay Thompson's career high is 60 points, and Steph Curry is 62. So if you take those numbers, kind of justifies your hot take a little bit. Now, these are the two greatest shooters to ever play on the same team, two of the greatest shooters of all time, if not the two greatest, two of my favorite players of all time. Probably out of my top three, I got to throw Draymond in there as well. But Steph Curry is the greatest scoring point guard this game has ever seen. In my opinion, the greatest point guard, but if we're talking about scoring 100 points, you need to put the ball in the hoop. Klay Thompson, yes, he holds the record for most points in a quarter, which is obviously a good argument in your hot take here. And, Bam had 83 on a Tuesday, so maybe Klay could score 100. But the answer is obviously Steph Curry. I mean, this dude can light it up from anywhere. He holds every single three-point record that matters. I know Klay has a lot of three-point records himself, or at least did before Steph broke them. But no, Steph scoring 100 points. I mean, Steph already gets double teamed every game, and he still puts up 30 and 40-point games. Like Cole said, if he's going to get to 100, the other teams are going to start doubling him. I do agree that he can get hot, and I think he's more likely to score 100 than maybe some other ball-dominant people. Maybe the take could have been Klay's more likely to get 100 than Jalen Green, but no, it's Steph. The easy answer and the obvious answer and the right answer is Steph, and maybe he'll get to 100 next year.
Also, I know, Garrett, you talked about how Curry's career high is 62 and Clay's is 60. But if you take it at the volume, Curry has had over 50 points 15 times in his career. Klay Thompson has had over 54 times in his career. So he's done it a staggering 11 times more than he has. And that's, like Gary said, getting consistently double teamed. Whereas Klay is a catch and shoot type of guy who can get just as hot as about anyone. But, I mean, you got to create shots for yourself at some point if you want to get to 100. I mean, 60, you're only 10 points away from being halfway there. So you're pretty far away. And I can see Curry as that guy who can maneuver his way around the defense and put up buckets in various different ways than Klay can, which is pretty much just catch and shoot. Maybe one off the dribble, like you said, maybe a pump fake and a guy fly by, but other than that, I don't see him taking it to the rack that much.
All right, you guys ready for my rebuttal?
Yeah.
All right. Comparing both the Splash brothers, I still think Clay is without a doubt. I think he can do it. It's not the. I don't think it's about the one who dribbles like a Harlem Globetrotter, aka Stephen Curry. I think it's the one who doesn't dribble at all. Prime Clay. He's not the most explosive guy in the world. I know he tore his ACL, but the league has never seen a guy that shoots it and scores efficiently per touch, not per game, not per usage, per touch. I would have to pull up his stats, but I have him right here. 37 points in one quarter, 60 points on 11 dribbles, 52 points in 26 minutes, and he did all of that without hijacking the offense. I think he has the possibility to do it. Prime Klay Thompson, I think he can do it, boys.
I mean,
I think he can do it.
I think there's a reason that Clay has only gotten over the 50-point mark 4 times. And there's a reason that Steph averaged more points than Clay. Because if you forgot about Clay, then he could light you up and he could catch fire like we saw. But at some point, if you're going to put your emphasis on Clay, he's not an ISO scorer. He's not going to beat you for one-on-one buckets, which is kind of what it takes to score 100 in a game. Cole, you look like you want to say something else.
Well, I just think the whole efficiency argument is complete asinine. If you go by the era adjusted scoring, Stephen Curry is the gold standard for the most efficient scorer in NBA league history. So not only is he efficient, but there's nobody more efficient than he is if you go by the era adjusted scoring. So I don't know. That's a tough argument to make. I do love your hot takes because they're scorching hot. I mean, I'm going to have to start applying some sunscreen before I come on for these videos because I might get burnt through the screen. But I don't know. I want to agree with you so badly, but it's pretty impossible.
I think, okay, I'll do one more. Like I said, I don't think Clay's better. I think Curry's better, but I think Clay can become more unstoppable, untouchable, and unguardable. Because think about it, when Bam scored 83, hold on here. When Bam scored 83 points, yeah, they were doubling him, but it was terrible defense. Bam was getting to the line, he was still scoring.
Yeah, but think about all the
Can
players.
Clay do that?
Think about all the players who have scored like 70 or more in like league history. It's all guys who can just take over a game and dominate. And Steph is way more likely to do that than Clay is. Clay
Also,
I mean,
sorry,
look at Bam. Bam was just running through guys to the basket. What asset of Clay's game, if you send a double team at him, is he just going to be able to, like, he's not going to be able to dribble past you like Steph is. He's not going to be able to move through you like Bam is. If you're taking away his shot, he's going to really struggle to score a lot more than Steph is.
Also, not to mention, we've never seen anyone have over 70 points that isn't the primary number one option for a team. So that in itself is a massive factor because you're just not going to get up as many looks if you're not the number one option, which Clay has never been, due to the fact that Stephen Curry was on his team in his prime.
All right, now I'm not calling this my hot take because I don't even know what I think, but who wins in a 3-point contest, Prime Steph or Prime Clay?
Steph.
Prime Clay.
Steph. Didn't Steph literally beat him in a 3-point contest in the prime? They did it together and Steph beat him.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I don't think Clay was trying.
Steph Curry literally had to retire from the 3-point contest because he was too good. He won every year.
Yeah, I think Clay would win.
It looks like you're fact checking me, Garrett, but I'm almost certain that Steph Curry beat him.
They both competed in 2015 and in 2016. Steph won in 15 and Clay won in 16.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I did not know they did it twice. Not know that.
I don't know they did it twice either. Well, that makes it very intriguing. I got my money on Curry.
It's hard to bet on Steph. Maybe if they have those like Sprite 4-point balls from deep, that's gonna give Steph that.
You think it's hard to bet on Steph?
I'm picking Steph because I can't not pick Steph, but just sitting there catching off a rack and shooting, there's nobody who has a more consistent, easier to repeat stroke than Klay Thompson, but Steph's still winning.
Well, you say that because you've seen Clay do it. You haven't seen Steph Curry do it as much because he hasn't had that opportunity to where he's just a catch and shoot guy because he's always been double teamed, and the one time he did have that opportunity was with KD, and it seemed like he never missed.
Well, I mean, like in terms of like the actual form of the shot, like Clay's shot is so simple. It's so easy for him to just repeat it over and over again. And we're kind of splitting hairs because let's be honest, none of these guys are missing more than probably 3-pointers, three-pointers in their prime. But I mean, especially if there's a deep shot, I'm definitely taking Steph because his range is way better than Clay's. But it's not like Steph can't like catch and shoot as well as Clay can. I think he can do it better. It's just Clay, we've obviously seen more because of their roles, but I mean, they face off twice and they split, so I think it's kind of up in the air, but Steph is the greatest shooter of all time, so I think he has to be the answer.
Yeah, I mean, I would pay a lot of money to watch that, or I'd pay a lot of money to put my money on Curry. And just looked it up, and the numbers are agreeing with us that it is as close as it can be. Steph Curry on wide open 3-pointers throughout his career shoots anywhere from 44 to 48%, while Klay Thompson shoots anywhere from 44 to 46%. So the numbers are pretty much identical because they're really just giving a longer range for Curry. So
Yeah, so
Can
in
you ask
20,
Chat GP? Ask
in
Chat
20
who wins in
in 2015, the 2015 3-point contest was held in Brooklyn. It was the first time both of them ever did it. Clay got out in the first round and Steph won. The next year in Toronto, when they did it, Clay and Steph actually faced off in the final, and Clay won with a score of 27-23.
But if you look at it, Stephen Curry actually has a 2-1 record when versing Klay Thompson. They both did 2015, 2016, as we talked about, but then they were also both in 2018, which neither of them won. But Stephen Curry did beat Klay Thompson. So,
Will?
He's 2-1 against them.
Guys, I don't. I still stand by Clay. I'm sorry.
Well,
my hot take.
Whoever wins in a 3-point contest, it's not an actual game where Steph would definitely score 100 before Clay.
Hey, you don't
Clay
know
would, I think Clay would score. I've already stood on my hot take. I think Clay would score more 100 points. He'd have a better chance.
Yeah, maybe delete TikTok.
No, bro. TikTok's where I'm on heaters sometime on TikTok, so I can find it. I'll have to try to find the video. I'll have to find it. I should have sent it.
I think that's enough there to wrap up episode 8 of 5-8 Takes. We welcome all of you for joining us and all of us getting to experience another Will Tien hot take. I know I'm a lucky guy for getting to sit here and really hear it live come out of his mouth because it truly is an out-of-this-world experience. But I'm hoping you guys got a little bit of that taste by watching online.
Yeah, anybody with a pool or a body of water near them, go ahead and jump in there and cool off. Because you might be burning a little bit from the words that are coming out of Will Tien's mouth.
Yeah, I did not think it could get hotter than last week. And maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I'm honestly not sure where those two rank.
Just wait till next week.
Well,
Next week.
with that said, follow us on all of our other socials, TikTok and Instagram.